Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pannonian Avars series, which this is episode 10. Gee, 10 episodes already, and yet, ever since the Royal Court DLC came out back on February 8th, and this day of recording is the 18th of February, so 10 days and 10 episodes, which just pretty much tells you that I am progressing this series at a rapid pace. About as rapidly as a thundering of hooves of many Avar horsemen rolling down the Pannonian plain and all that, as the analogy goes. In which some would think of, sounds like you want to progress this series fast and you want to get over it. Yeah, but there's a lot of work to do still, which is something that I often say in videos, that there's a lot of work to do in terms of whatever situation that demands and all that. But also, as well as my future series plans that I have for Crusader Kickstarter. But that's going to be months down the line. Don't worry about that right now. That's going to be many months down throughout 2022. Including one that I would consider as a passion project that I've been having a lot of practice on. But I'm waiting for a future flavor pack of sorts before I would even get into that. But here in the Khaganate of Pannonia, still ruled by Timur, as you see the man in the middle. And this is his son and heir, Drong, which he named him after the ancestor. As you can see, Pannonia, with its majority, is over here. And there's this part of Pannonia here, which is the county of Kerch. And some of you are thinking, Kerch? And I said, yeah, Kerch. Only because of that holy site there. That's the reason why. And we thought about controlling the whole of Crimea against the Crimean Khazars, who are the organized Jewish faith. Which fortunately they're pluralists. In which we thought about declaring war against them very soon, in which we would seize all their territory and he would be the vassal, which I don't think it would be a good idea to have him around, because I would rather have Count Zibagon, my youngest son, which I sent him off there because, you know, he's the heir to the chiefdom. And I thought about the possibility of disinheriting this one, which of course would cost a lot, because I thought about this recent idea, which would have to come down the line of intrigue. So we could say, yes, my half-brother and friend is the Khan of Wallachia, and I know that that Drong, who is the heir to most of the titles, including here in Pannonia, not to mention that we recently taken back Heves through assassination, which was kinslaying, yes, but I'm not revealed as kinslayer yet. And for throughout his childhood, Drong has been growing up with a beautiful toy boat, which really helped his very little prestige gain, although he's not getting it right now after his whole time as a child. So he'll keep that toy boat. And since he's got average prowess, and I thought, well, knowing who we are, no, not right now, don't think about that. Although he's not as good as a diplomatic man as I am, but he is patient, humble, and gregarious, so he's going to be the one to stabilize the country, even though it was kind of a bit unstable, slightly here. And plus, he is not to be married until he's at least 30. That's going to be new vow. Was previously married to her, but after the Countess, which we were originally fighting a war against Bulgaria, and hopefully that we would have a Tengris Bulgaria again. But now that opportunity seems impossible, because all that claims of Bulgaria has died with her. And so she's going to be ruling there as a vassal to Transylvania. And that's the way it's gonna be. That's the way it is. Yeah. And it's gonna take a long time for Bulgaria to recover, but fortunately it's ruled by a feeble boy. In which, if he dies, then it's gonna be succeeded by this Lombard father, who does not have a claim for Benevento, but he was from there, in which he's the heir to the kingdoms of Bulgaria and Serbia, which they do hold both, because they control enough territory where under Confederate partition a separate kingdom would be created. And that's something that I want to prevent. Because as you can see, I am 48 years old, I'm feeling fine. And my son's got a lot to do. And he's already known 2 languages, especially the language that must be learned in these parts here. Besides our own, but also Serbo-Croatian and Czech-Slovakian. I mean, after all, historically, the Avars late in their period, prior to Hungarian migration, Proto-Slavic was their lingua franca amongst the common Avar-speaking people. What do you mean? The Avars spoke, besides their own language, but they spoke a lot of Slavic, too, because of the populations and all that, and of course borrowing words and all that. And whereas the Bulgar language of ours remains the language of the rulers, but you still got to learn a few more of these. I mean, after all, that's the reason why. Oh, what the heck is that? The Saracen culture diverged from Croatian just 5 years ago. Astute diplomats, reverence for veterans, and charismatic. Saurish. Ah. South Slavic, Serbo-Croatian, yes. Yes, indeed. So, they did inherit the astute diplomats for those people from the Croatians. Cannot attack allies, cannot attack through a truce. Like peace acceptance, alliance negotiate acceptance. Sounds like a good tradition. Wish I would have that. Now, reverence for veterans, I don't think I've seen that before. Permanent trait injuries such as scarred, maimed, or one-legged gives bonuses. And guardians can transfer commander traits to rewards. Oh, wow. That makes me jealous. Makes me wish I would form a hybrid culture. Again, this is a hypothetical. Like I would keep horse breeders, horse lords. Oh wait a minute, you have to select and unselect, right? Do you right click? No. Oh, yeah, I see the selector. Hang on. Okay, look. That's just hypothetical, right? If I were to create a hybrid culture out of that. Because, I would keep this because I like the recognition of talent. And obviously I would keep those 2. And I really like the learn language scheme, just for stability. And I really like that idea of reverence for veterans. But again, if you were to form a hybrid culture with them, you gotta have a cultural acceptance up. And we do rule over most of them, at least. Except for this part, which is where it came from. And it is of their culture. Well, not that one yet. Well, you convinced me. I mean, I had thought about some time for forming a hybrid culture. And as much as I like all of these, because I'm starting to think that ruling caste thing It's kind of hindering the chances of cultural acceptance with other peoples. Or you can just diverge your own and just make it your own culture, but that'll cost you prestige. But it's much easier to hybridize than to diverge now that I see it. My original plan for culture hybridization was if those Melgirs were to succeed in the conquest of Pannonia, I would have hybridized with them. Even though we're kind of largely similar, except for tribal unity and strong believers. Yeah, I would have hybridized them. And since you mentioned about if you want, or how about this? Like, why don't you create a hybrid culture between Avar and Vlach? Where, these pastoralists, I mean, that sounds good, especially in disease resistance. Xenophilic. No negative opinion of other cultures. If we were to become more of a cosmopolitan culture, I would. But they're also staunch traditionalists. But again, the hybridization of a culture, so it's likely going to be Avar and Vlach, rather than somebody say like a Croatian or a Serbian, which they have, you know, this, but gain renown when constructing and upgrading temple holdings. If we were more of a pious people, I would, if I was spiritual ethos. And like the Vlach, they're also staunch traditionalists. They have stalwart defenders, which you get more gold prestige for winning defensive wars and more defender advantage. That's pretty good. Or with the Bulgarians, like say if I want to have their warrior culture because it feels like that's who we are anyhow. But I think switching the ethos from bellicose to bureaucratic, but that'll probably happen at a much later age because you know how far behind the times that we are. Because you need 6 as compared to the Vlachs. 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. And Greeks, they're on their way to the early medieval now. Well, how's that compared to somebody say Russian? Oh, we're a bit ahead of the Russians. Polish up there? Oh, on par. So, which again, I will keep going with Cassius Belli till 9 years, where we can use individual or county Cassius Belli, which at least it'll be cheaper to spend your prestige on. And since you are so worked up about domain limit, I think that's the next one I would go for. But keep in mind, there's a 31% chance you will gain 0.36 progress each month because of base progress, average development of Avar counties, which of course it's still a lowly developed country except for a few select places, and a fascination for it since I choose to focus on that. And before we continue on, again, all the development is here and slowly spreading to the neighboring areas, which is something that we're trying to work on. But there is another area that has farmlands, and it's there, which they're not doing much to it. Which again, I encourage everybody here to develop all that. But for now, I'm trying to turn this back into Avar culture here. Because all these areas here was formerly Avar long ago. Except for these parts. These will not be converted. They will be left alone. So, as we've mentioned about them before, As nice as they are, I would not hybridize with these people because I am not a fan of their culture traditions. We're not a mountain people, and this is underwhelming at that. But still, they're nice people. And every once in a while, I would get them and have them learn the language. But anyways, next month. Remember, next month, switch to intrigue. Because you gotta start scheming a bit more. Going raiding? Alright, good luck to you. Now, this is something I want to do, and that is to... I am going to disinherit both of you. That's what I plan on doing when the time is right. As long as it doesn't cost too much, but... having two kings? But honestly, when my time comes, and when Drong begins to reign, he will be the ruler of both Pannonia and Wallachia. In which, in turn, we will try to start making our way up to Moldavia. Which, fortunately, we do have the means to take it all over. Because if you want to form the Khaganate of Carpathia, or the Carpathian Khaganate, or the Avar Khaganate, whichever name suits you for you people, for you viewers. Because if you want to form that empire, you got to have 2 kingdom titles, at the least. 2. And only 2. And of course it's going to cost you a lot of money, which we could get that easily by raids. I doubt it'll happen in my lifetime, knowing how long this process will take. Really? To form a tribal empire. Originally it cost 1,000, but under tribal there's a reduction of 500. Okay, very, very tempting. It was your dream. No, it was my father's dream to restore the Avar Khaganate. He only restored the Khaganate portion of it. But a Khaganate as a whole, we can do that. Of course. And it's highly likely that in the future that we would hybridize the culture between Avar and Flach. In which there is plenty of cultural acceptance between us. I mean, after all, it's ruled by an Avar. And keep in mind, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, you know what, just continue on, slow the speed down so I can try to explain something here before I will get it back up to speed. My plan on that is, it's like, yes, we'll do a conquest soon. And of course, give it to whomever lives the air. Son of a beeswax. But don't worry, this will be the last baby she has. And pray to the Heavenly Father that it'll be another daughter. I don't want another son. That's why I got rid of the concubines. As there's no one available to serve it as such. Anyways, what I was trying to say was... that's why that idea of culture blending is a very good idea. What do you mean idea? It's tradition. That's why I started as Avar, knowing that we are the westernmost of the Turkic heritage. Whereas if you were to go somebody like South Slavic, different culture group. Vlach, different culture group in itself. Or even them up there with West Slavic, or even with the Russians, East Slavic. In fact, that also means you got a Russian-speaking minority for the future Avar Khaganate. Oh, really? I get to commission another epic. That means a little more renown. And use that renown. Okay, first things first. We need a plane specialist since we're going to be on the offensive again, and I need another good commander for the job. Sadek Sabir. He's lustful and deceitful. A knave. But he's a skilled tactician, organizer, and open terrain expert. Perfect. He's not a good fighter, but he's a damn good commander. And with the holy side of Kutch under control, it makes the marshal a little better. If he does well, perhaps I will make him the High Chief of Moldavia. Since it kind of feels like they were a homogeneous Khaganate. That's the impression that we get. You know, our levies are near full, so get ready for the offensive. We have the money. So first things first. Invade the High Chiefdom of Moldavia, in which in turn we will invade the Duchy of it's not yet formed, but Bulgarak. I'm not sure how to pronounce that again. Moldavian. In which we will connect the coast with Kutch once we reach there. But keep in mind, you're going to be coming down the hills, you'll be fighting in the plains, and then when you get down there, unfortunately most of the territory is wetlands, which does not bode well for our cavalry, if pitched battles were to be fought there. And after that, then we turn around, and then we will take Duchy of Bukovina, which is part of Carpathia, and so therefore, no need for a feast right now. Which again, my commanders will do the fighting. I'm not like my father. I'm too old for this sort of thing. And it would be best to make that advance now. Well, look at you. 18 years old and already have facial hair. Upper Silesia and Galit. You can use the subjugation, but that would be a big waste of prestige. There's no reason to subjugate somebody. Actually, there is. So you do your Duchy War. No, never mind. I was thinking of somebody else. You were thinking of them. Which, again, if you want Carpathia, you've got to have 54 out of 67. Good. Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll get most of the lands that you absolutely want. There's my man. Just take the capital and you'll win the war, but it's highly likely he'll be leading troops. Oh, for the love of God, we made a mistake. A critical mistake. When are they going to be here? We should not have gathered. For God's sakes, go save them. Bail them out. Oh, yes, more advantage. No defensive advantage here. I did not realize. My goodness. How'd you still win the damn thing? He was injured and died of internal injuries. Good old Organa, we'll miss you. Somehow we still won this crazy ass battle, but that was the dumbest thing you've ever done. Never do that again. Never do that again. Take the capital. That was a tactical error on our part. Next time, gather troops a little further back before you set your next conquest. Because you forget that ever since you took Kerch, it takes a little bit longer to son of a beeswax! I knew it! He may be handsome, but he will not inherit anything. He can have whatever that he wants, but not any more land. I made up my mind. This is a controversial act, which I will implement that soon. Because it's coming up. We're gonna go commission another epic to get some more renown. And that'll be the last child I have. You hear me? Because she's at that age that she will not bear any more children. I only married her because I want the stewardship. Oh, you're still here. 70 years old. My goodness, how did you live this long? But please remember, if you want to form the Khaganate, get some gold, which is easy to get by raids. Take the capital. The real question is, has he got children? Yeah. Just more of that family history, huh? You get 2 of them. Imagine that. Halt! Would you rather wait 1 more year to get 1 more perk? Well, if I want... Aha! There it is. Okay. We'll switch to intrigue next year. Title creation cost reduction. So glad that this character has a diplomatic education. I guess the dream of an Avar Khaganate will come true. We seized a chest set. A pedestal item. Okay, let me see that. It's a court artifact, mind you, which I ain't got no court. So, a ceramic chest set made from a mixture of pulverized quartz and clay with a glazed finish. The game said it originated from the Near East and is attributed to many military victories. It is indeed said that the wiser you are playing chess, the better you'll fare in battle. I see. Get this repaired. May never know that we'll keep it for ourselves. What you are now, what you mean is, movement locked. Engage. Don't let those bastards get away. Some of them will. We only take the rest of us. Chase them down. Beat them in a decisive battle, and you'll get what you want. Esperic's been caught trying to sneak off from his duties. Thankfully, the guard recognized him as he passed the gates. It's exhausting work he defends himself day and night, my benevolent lord. I'm desperate for a few days' rest. Very well. perhaps a break is in order. Gonna catch him in the forest here. Fortunately, our plane specialist is an organizer, just like my father. Siege it here. I understand that some of you are discontented against me because I'm a sexual deviant and I may be over the limit, over the hill sometimes. I'll make it up to you. Son? No, don't land him. Just take it, alright? Avar Orthodox, or Remnant. Actually, don't siege that here. Because that's not part of the objective, it's over there. Same South Baroque's been listed parts of my newfound epic. Of course, he's discovered discrepancies between promised me to pass and our current reality. I could tell they would not let it go anytime soon. Sure, you could see how wise I've been able to fulfill your forebear's promise, even now. My ancestors were pious, but not necessarily wise. We gotta get this war finished. Now there's another revolt, which is not enough to hinder it. And I am not gonna make a habit of sending gifts. But you got 7 months. This will take 4. No, we gotta get up there. My brother and friend Yabgu is listening to my family like slowly coming together. A lot of it is not very plausible, such as the part with the river is silver, he tells me. On the other hand, who is to say what the past is like? If you are doing embellishments, why not take it as far as we can? It's important that we tell a good story, after all. Got some of your renown. You have developed a dynasty legacy, but unfortunately, I plan on spending that renown. '78. Infuriated that this is gonna happen under my watch. After all the things I did for you. And some of that was due to hatred. And you being Orthodox is another thing. It's kind of too late to consider murder now. She's not going to be around for long. And you resent me. Because you want to be in a council, but you'll never be in a council because you're not good enough. Got him. Esper completed my family epic. What a glorious song he has composed. It has high drama, moral quantities, and 10 stills. Everything my family's been forged from is in there. Even the part with the river is silver, seemingly so far-fetched, has become a touching moment outlining the dynasty of my house. This might be the greatest song ever written, the Kunzakal Saga. This is just for more prestige, but still, I wanted to do that just to get a little more renown. Which we have to move into that act now. Are you not the heir of anything? Heir to these chiefdoms. So as I said, I'm sorry, I gotta disinherit all of you. It's frowned upon. But it must be done. For the sake of the Khaganate that is to come. Hey, cats. I spent all that prestige. Oh, don't worry about it, you'll get more prestige during battles and wars and all that. And including the civil war that is to come. But if you wish to form that Khaganate, it doesn't cost you prestige. It's just going to be 4 more months. Another confounded obstacle to our progress. Now you need to organize our just increase that levy size. Breach, desertion. It's a race, you know. Damn it, they're gonna beat us to it again. Who dares? The Northman army for the conquest of High Chief. Oh, good lord. Adventurers. They want Kerch. I knew it was too good to be true. Where are they located? Bornholm. That's where they came from. And they're going to be sailing all the way down over there just to take this part. There's no way we can defeat them. Unless we call upon Valakia. Well, help me defend this wall. Stop them from retaking that capital. Right. We can't finish this war until you take more of its territories. Get up there. A northerner menace. A horde of disjointed pirates, landless freedmen, desperate Leschonen, and other assorted miscreants have joined Aki in this proposed assault against Melodies. Though the size of the force is formidable, they lack discipline or loyalty, which each scrounge mercenary focus exclusively on what they can get out of the war first and foremost. Unlike a conventional foe, it might be possible to simply deal directly with the invaders. Perhaps a bargain could be struck. Well, he can be a vassal of mine, but maybe if we can improve relations, he must convert to our faith. That'd be a good idea. But then again, I am fickle, so so just give it to them, which would be a big blow to our prestige. I don't think it's a good idea. So I would pay a gavel directly to Aki's troops, have them disband, give them the money. Same thing to get us out of this. And then I would win. And then have to offer. You a greedy man? I doubt he'll take that offer. A Viking exile. That's what he is. Earldom of Westmoreland. I guess that's where he was from. He wasn't from Bornholm. He was from Westmoreland. So, how about the money? We can get some more by raids later on. He agrees. And I gained some prestige. And I will gain a reprieve from Scandinavian adventurers for the next 5 years. Alright. We made a deal. Now I could disinherit you. And all the titles will go to Drong, the breadwinner. And since he's a champion, and you know, I'm not participating in combat. I don't serve in the front line anymore. I'm gonna give my weapon and armor to him. Here's the armor. Knowing you are one of the champions now. So here it is, and then I will give you the blessed fine mace. It served us well, and it will serve you well too. And I'm keeping this dagger as my personal weapon, because you may never know. Well, that's what that's for. I'm keeping a dagger. You better equip it soon. No, anyways. Ducal Conquest. Costs less to create titles, so if you want to form that Khaganate, now it'll cost you 300 gold. There you go. All we need is to get most of Moldavia and get Wallachia into the Pannonian, and therefore you have the Khaganate. Yes. It's just quite honestly, this war should not be taking as long as it has. Once you besiege it down, you gotta split up those forces. Do we not have a siege expert around here? Oh no, he's commanding another army. Don't worry, he's around. This is bullshit. Go after them. The ones with the siege weaponry will stay back. Culture is promoted over here. Anyways. Ah, the Grand Mistress of the Lords of the Sky. Now wants another city. Tita, which is down here in box. But hey, there's some money. You got it. Anything to strengthen the Holy Order. Why didn't you think of that? Oh, that's because they were already hired. Most likely, yeah. They're in the middle of this, dealing with the Orthodoxy remnant. Fair enough. Army supplies running low. We gotta split up forces. Two of the finest commanders. Got them all. Okay, split. Actually, you go up here. And around. The ceramic tinkered. I'm at a local banquet hosted by a lesser noble. The host presents me with a ceramic tinkered as a gift for the occasion. It's a lovely thing, decorated with some Avar artwork on it. Clearly it was created by an expert craftsman, though I may not necessarily use it in more formal occasions like a great feast. I could keep it for everyday use. We could get money by raids, so I'll say thank you very much for this thoughtful gift. Now the owner of the ceramic tinket. Here it is. A simple, modest cup for drinking made of ceramic material by Avar artisans. Surely its owner must have been a humble temperament. $97%. Chepa, you're the siege man. Switch over. Give these to him. You stay there and resupply. There is no longer slightest doubt in my mind. My lover Siren has given birth to a son. We both know that I'm his father. Thankfully, Siren has kept quiet about me. And no one else knows the truth, at least for now. My old soulmate. I must be very careful about this. Keep your mouth shut. Remember, after this war, you'll go after this one. I haven't heard from them, but I guess they're quiet now. I come across a peasant on the road and try to talk to him. Come to gawk at an Avar commoner, he snaps before quick apologizes. I mean no offense, but I'm a humble father, not a great Khan like you. No worries. Are you doing alright? You're gonna have to say that. You're a calm man. Not to mention august. Oh, for the love of God, you... I just remembered. But, Tengri, you always forget things. Finally. That war should have not taken that long. It's supposed to be easy. And for this accomplishment, I will give this land to, what is that man's name? My great commander. Yeah, yes. All this land will be yours. Hill Cape. Yeah, remember the lesson from that war. If you're gonna assemble troops, don't do it so close to enemy borders. Don't you ever do that again. Of course. .43 out of 54. So again, the next step is to go 1, 2, 3. So that would be 46. Sarah became independent recently. It was cut off. Aha! Opportunity strikes. You could just take this one barony and that's it. A quick war. So that would make it 47 in total. And I believe the quickest way to form it is to take Wallachia itself, but I am allied with them. And this is what this is for. That. Despite the fact we have an alliance with them, I'm gonna kill my half-brother and my friend. I am willing to betray my friend for the greater of the Pannonian Khaganate. Still with that? And I can understand the vassals resent me for offensive war and all those things, of why it took so long. Especially you. Even though you don't have the guts to murder somebody. But still, you're a good fighter. You got a man to do so, my bodyguard and my champion. Giving you a few months because it's still winter out there and you know about supplies issues. Oh, it's from up north. And I was not aware that you made your expansions northwards even further. You're doing well for yourself. It could possibly happen in the future. You will gain 300 prestige just to usurp off of them, but it'll cost you money. I'm saving it. Put him here, because this will be the next target. One more month, alright? My friend just died. Yeah. Yeah, this is all going to be concurrent now that I thought about it. It's only one county, so it'll just be a county conquest, which it'll be cheaper to spend, so you don't have to spend that much prestige. And after that little quick war, we're going to hold a hunt, and then the feast. Of course, you'll be spending money, but concurrently, you're going to also have to assassinate your brother and friend, and the raid. All in that order. Don't want to make that same mistake again. It's not the first time I heard talk of what a great sword Vinek is. Now Yabgu is set in my court. In presence of his token of friendship between me and Yabgu. He's got consumption. Come on in. Might be still of some use to us for the time being. Don't worry about him. He's not going to play a factor. Wetlands is bad for horse archers. Oh, look out. Idiotic move. My goodness, they finally did it. After 14 years. Are you really that desperate? Just before it fell. My paths up at a crossroad, Count Joseph, and to my surprise, it is not a great impression of my friend Khan Seva. People should be talking about me instead. We got a lavender jade pendant. That's just a small amount of piety. It's a masterwork trinket. Say to the bishops. Oh, good lord. That man is going to be trouble. That's why I have bodyguards. That's why the intrigue focus. And there's somebody that wants to murder him, but we don't know who. I suspect you. I mean, there's no way you can't get him. Not to mention he lives far from me. That man's going to be trouble. Should disrupt scheme. I'm thinking we should just appoint a new local noble. Because, remember, we still have plans about a possible cultural hybridization with the Vlach people. Especially that you're of our faith. and use you as a loyalist. Fortunately, you know how to do such things well. Not to mention you're well dressed. But still. Give it a month's rest while I will go out hunting, and then we'll feast. Money's to be spent, prestigious to gain a bit for some respect, and then the assassination plot. Just to break the alliance. The spear lies perfectly balanced in my hand as I judge this design. My son and heir, a Drong, is crouching next to me, hefting his own spear. You don't listen to me well enough. I will bring it down. No need for that. Estagon was formerly Avar culture back in those days. Actually, do raise it here. I don't think that area's been raided before. No, this is a good opportunity to do so. Okay, you split into three. One goes here, the other will venture out there, and another to here. We return home reinvigorated. Nah, must decline. It comes from nowhere, hitting me clean in the temple. I didn't even see the projectile coming, much less try to dodge. The moment I stagger, blinded. A sharp hail of giggles rains on me on will. Tsaritsa, or rises, or a hiding spot. Another snowball, already clutched in the wrist's little hand. For my 3-year-old daughter, she knows how to make a snowball. Okay. Ha! Yeah, why not? You think you could face me in a snow war? Child or no child, this is a battle and I tend to win. I successfully beat the child and I win a bit of prestige. Wow. What kind of a man I am. Drong is my friend now. Hey, you're standing in the wrong spot. Just needed some prestige just to make me look good, alright? Duchess Beatrix of Starmarks, who's been studying my language. Using the Orga script. French or speaker of High German. Ha! Her vain attempt at gaining glory is laughable. Stupid little girl, who the hell does she think she is? Wow. Pretty, actually. That's, I guess, a capture, but... Well, once she's in the, you know... And his son. That pays more. Okay. Got it. Every nook and cranny. A dark night can truly make the shadows in my strong hallways come alive. The perceived risk for unsanctioned visitors rise ever higher for every unguarded corner spotted. If I alone could see this many faults, imagine what more people with similar perspective could do. My perspective alone is enough. Just need good money, alright? Duke Tuznik of Transylvania was released from prison. It's my nephew. Hey! Wake up. We're only raiding these areas to a limited degree. You little rascal. You get a strong hook on me? Expose the lover's secret. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But you got a few days. I'm not gonna let him upstage me like that. What else do you think he is? Do you really have that much issues? You know, that's not gonna make me look good in the eyes of these Tengris and my vassals. If I were just to say, yeah, you got me. The secret is out. As if I already got enough issues already. And he better not expose the secret that I am going to, you know. But it doesn't matter. Adulterer, a kinslayer, it's all criminal, no matter what. No matter what. You're gonna be over there first. Okay. You blackmailed me. Broke that promise. Okay. Fine. You little bastard. There's something about you, despite the fact that you are zealous and Slavic. I would rather recruit you. I'm gonna have her around here because possibility of your future spouse. But honestly, the age difference might be I don't know, something to think about. It's for inheritable traits than anything else. Striving and misstrife. The latest work of my acquaintance, Count Basarab, has come all to rage accordingly. The peace deals with success and growing greatness, and Basarab is publicly dedicated to me. Conflict in Pannonia. When red-plumed war comes to his lands, and all flashes of iron shouted demands, his subjects prove grateful, for they have not. They'll soon see on which side they have fallen. So far, I kept thoughts to myself, but the buzz grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. I don't know how I quite feel about this, but I have a 99% chance of that. So, almost lauded. I like it. A friend of a friend, huh? Oh, really? Okay. You've done well. Come on home. Last one, alright? And then you're gonna have to come back here. Same for you. Because they're still a formidable force. No, that's to go. Now come back. Because we got enough money to form the title, but we still got 2 wars to wage. We can get that kingdom a little later. Come on. Back. Champions and peasants. With the recent upset among peasants at Kabulum, one of my agents presented a unique suggestion for taking care of a Khan. With a coin in the right pockets and agitators at every corner, we could stage an entire riot while the Khan is passing through the streets. Time for some good old-fashioned mob rule. He's dead, beat and trampled by his old subjects. The agitated peasants went wild, seeing their leaders riding through the streets, and tore both of him and several of his champions on their mounts and beating them to death. Many peasants were hanged, including my agitators, which means it cannot be traced back to me. Never underestimate the power of the mob. The alliance is broken. It's weakened. There'll be no negotiated alliance between us. The time to strike is now. My spy is kind of grave news. It is High Chief Milano, the wife of my brother and my friend, has plotted against my courtier. That evil fiend. What I'm worried about is that man. Worried about him. Fortunately, it's only the boy who runs it, so we can get Wallachia very easy. Maybe I could be the Khagan, rather than Drong to have that honor. But it appears there is no plot against me now. Who is his spy master? Oh, and you're also the physician. That's doubly good. It might be a chance, but she is trusting. That's a good. Perhaps I could bribe her a little. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have this perk where it has a much more effect when you send a gift on somebody. And for much less. Now it's going to be far easier. Just, you know. Not to mention, I carry that little dagger with me. That ups the, you know, the scheme chance. Those hostile schemes. So, get a hook fabricated on her, and then we'll use it against him to get rid of him. Because he's a great threat to me because of his high intrigue. Alright. Got the money, so it's only 10. Already allied with Box, but that's within my realm, so that's not possible. Assemble here in Transylvania. Now, reminder. We have 44 out of 54, so let's count here on the number of counties that Wallachia has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we'll definitely form it after we acquire Wallachia. They said you need 2 Khaganate titles. I have the money for this, no doubt. And thank the Heavenly Father that we're tribal and went for ducal conquest just to lower the price of the cost of creating the Khaganate of Carpathia. May never know that the Avar and Lach culture, which again, it's likely that I'm going to hybridize that culture when we enter into the early medieval era. Because you see this here? Maximum cultural traditions plus 1. Make some room. But we're going to be still a long way away. And then after Wallachia and we create the empire, we'll mop up the rest. With everything. And that includes wars against Great Moravia. That we'll get back into soon. Despite the fact that we're kind of, we're friendly between one another in diplomatic relations. But times have changed. Are you sure that's the same mace that belonged to who I think it is? I gave this to you, son. I gave this to you. And yes, I had a claim just for giving that away. But inherited? Where is the armor? What the, son? First things first, before the war. Give that mace back! Gonna have to keep it in the treasury then so he can inherit it. Son of beeswax. Khalka hybrid culture formed from Tuyen and Bodpa. Oh. There's a lot of hybrid cultures going on lately. I'm still keeping the dagger. Could you make it a little faster? Or does it really take that long? Aha, so he'll be an obstacle. That man must be dealt with. At least he doesn't know anything yet. But regardless, we're gonna start that war. It's my claim, and I will have it. The Khaganate will be formed, with or without you. 5 different armies. Go for it. All you need is to take their capital, Son of a beeswax. No go. Go find someone else then. His wife. Yeah. At least give it a try. I don't think it should be right to let the army go out on its own way. We need to catch them. Well, they must be allowed to fight. He's a strategist. No wonder why his troops move fast. Got you cornered. Just need to beat them in battle once, then go besiege their capital. And do it quickly. Lest there be factions. And once you've finished the siege, take the Khan in, take my nephew, and then we'll form that Avar Khaganate, as promised by our ancestors that one day would be restored. And yeah, I was out fighting on the front lines, because I had to control one of the armies. I don't typically go out like this, but it must be said. Should you get another perk, you need to go to this route. Success chance. Or actually this way, because you're on the verge of, you know... Well, it doesn't matter now. My secrets are uncountable barons I could never be put down. But I like to share them with someone who might be lighter here. I feel certain that Sarah will understand me. Oh, gosh. Whatever you do, don't say anything. Even though you're gonna spill the beans knowing that you're drunk and all that. You're gonna make me look bad in the eyes of the world. Curse of death has fallen upon my court. A case of smallpox has been discovered. The only unfortunate victim is my courtier, Vinny. The taint possessing his flesh is dangerous. All while he remains afflicted, no life at court is safe. Well, gosh, that's doubly unfortunate. He's gonna die. Yep, he is at death's doorstep now. Finally, a messenger rushes to my tent to inform me that the white drapes have tumbled over the walls of Campbellum. That's the gates of the whole thing swing open. The church bells ring out singling surrender, followed by the appearance of Count Togro on horseback with a few of his guardsmen. I know when I'm beaten, he says after dismounting from his horse and kneeling before me. All I ask you is to spare my people. Of course, I accept your surrender. And that day is here. And I've gained the patronage of the Lords of the Sky. Well, here it is. Never thought this day would come. If only Tuznik was still around, he would be very proud. Just barely made the criteria. And eventually we'll finish mopping up on this side before we turn our attention north. And to protect what you have now. Honestly, of all the playthroughs that I've done, and it's been 59 years since the start of the playthrough. I don't know if this was the fastest empire I've ever formed in those number of years, although I could be lying to myself. It's probably one of the Indian playthroughs I've... No, that one took a little longer. Gee, I don't know. Well, that was quick. Now it's the Khaganate of Carpathia, and I am now a mighty Khagan. Look at me now. Khagan Tima. I may not be perfect, but... damn it, we're a Khaganate now. And as a Khaganate, that means you now have another slot of men-at-arms, if you wish. And, of course, a held empire, that means it's more for you. And if you want, you know, Wallachia back, well, good luck, because it's gonna go to Drong. He'll have everything. He'll be very prestigious. But still, what did you do to my armor? Where did it go? Unless you give it to another one of the family members. Was it you, Yamgu? Do you have my armor? Is that it? Yes, you do. Okay. I see. You have that equipped right now, so I can't get it off of you. I don't have a claim on it. Not anymore. But you could make your own armor. I could get a commissioned artifact. Let's just get a new set of armor. What the hell are you getting so worked up about? Different faith, you are tribal, so it's still cheaper. You could get Bukovina without having just to take Moldavia itself. Yes. Which again, you've disinherited your sons, and only Drong is the one. Yeah, he'll be Khagan one day. What a great territory that you have conquered. So let's just take it a moment and... oh, it's about time. And again, you cannot adopt feudal ways until has all 70% of all military and civic tribal area innovations. That's going to be an issue. Just pretty much tells you how far away that we are from feudalism. It's no reason to convert to Christianity now. By Christianity, it's likely going to be Catholic rather than Orthodoxy, despite the fact that now it's a majority. It's a miracle. Who knows, maybe we could do a conquest war. Just a county conquest for Silistra. Which is, that area is a home of a Tigris holy site of Prislav. Which would add more levy size for us. Just to make our Khaganate look stronger. That'd be ideal, but let it grow. You've taken Wallachia, that's a great number of levies it'll provide. From those feudal holdings down there. The more we grow, the more less likely that revolts would take place. And you know what? Something you hardly ever do? Building more buildings. Why haven't you done that? Should have markets. It's about time too. So we could get more tax income in a couple of years' time. As we do make a good amount of income thanks to the domain, vassal taxes, a few church holdings, particularly those owned by shamans. Man, you're expensive. After all, it is a tradition. You know, that makes us strong enough to take on the Byzantine Empire if we wish to, because, you know, ever since they lost Anatolia, they haven't been the same. Which means if we want to, we could go down to South Slavic lands, or West Slavic lands, like Moravia. Not even mighty East Francia can stop us. Though the strength is similar because of who they're allied with. Especially them over there. Nobody could stop us. That's where we are at this point. But the task is not done yet. In the sense of these territories that's still yet to be taken. You still have a truce with them. Keep that well in mind. Oh yeah, and who could forget Khazaria? We're still not connected by sea yet, so we need to take this first before you move on with the rest. Okay, so here. These my Oxen High Chief the Kujiger's son is firmly in my grip. However, with the right strategy, I might raise my upper hand even further. Perhaps Oxun could be used to extend my influence over the High Chieftain. Well, here's how you will be certain to uncover Kujiger's secrets. I will gain some intrigue lifestyle experience, and I would lose my house head hook on him. And if it has any secrets, reveal it to me. If not, then the secret will be fabricated. Could find no incriminating evidence on Kujiger. Unfortunately, the rumors I have planted seem to have gained little traction, and no one believes the accusation has been raised to level the High Chief. Moreover, the false rumors were traced back to me. What are the few harmless lies among friends? We'll end this episode at the beginning of 928. We're going to cut this short because I'm glad that we're able to reform the Avar Khaganate, which would also be known as the Carpathian Khaganate. And who knows, maybe that culture divergence, if I want to, it would be referred to as either Pannonian or Carpathian. But obviously you need the prestige for that. There's still acceptance between us. And after all, you are xenophilics. So they have to be a recognized people within this Khaganate of ours. Okay, one last event for this episode. For a third night in a row, I'm sitting at the same table, at the same inn, and it has an excellent view of the bar, and a captivating barmaid behind it. My daydreams interrupted when my sister and friend Khatun slams her tankard down the table. Have you seen the... I have seen you gawking at 10 all night. She was just like, I do not blame you. She is a fair woman. Do you want me to make introductions? She's my spy master and friend. Well, then again, she knows that sort of thing. Skill-wise, Yeah, I don't know about that. Huh. I want to do this myself. So I will wrap around my little fingers, and I'll decide how to proceed. I've seen A10 turn down more advances than I can count. A lesser man would be intimidating, but I've happily taken the opportunity to study their mistakes. I am ready. Our conversation flows smoothly. I did not expect to have so much in common with a barmaid. As I get up to leave, A10 puts her hand on my arm and asks if I want a room for the night. A room for two, judging by the look in her eyes. Regardless, you're gonna get intrigue and all that. But, you know, I still have my soulmate. Good to me. Don't want to lay her. I'll just say I'm flattered, but I just wanted to talk. Thank you for it. So, there you have it. I wanted to end that episode on the month of January. I'm not going to make a habit of murdering people a lot, but I'm going to go down this route because, again, there might be some people who wish to assassinate me, but we haven't found it yet. We haven't found it yet. But one thing's for certain. In the next episode, as I get older and the health becomes poorer, then maybe Drong, I will find him a perfect spouse for him when he gets older, because it would be wise that he were to get married at the age of 30. So well, what the hell are you worried about? You're a Khagan now. We're all gonna be Khagans. You don't need to worry about Khanates anymore. Or giving away high chiefdoms to anybody. You're safe. You got what you want. Again, it would have been amazing that if he were to live at least 10 more years. 10 more years of conquest, and maybe Tuznik would have been the Khagan. Would have been amazing. But instead, I had to go, I had to have the honor of becoming the first Khagan since Belkarmak, even though it's technically a Khanate, but historically it was a Khaganate. Sure, the term is a bit confusing, but you get it now. So, as we stated before, the Avar Khaganate has been reformed, and soon in the next episode, we will be patching up a few things, such as a connection to the coast, and then into the rest of Moldavia, and then we'll strike towards the lands of Ushhorod, and maybe, perhaps in the future, Nitra, because that was formerly part of the Khaganate back in those days. And who knows, maybe go down to Slavonia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, because those lands were held by Avars for a short period of time, but that was during against the wars with Byzantium, which they have not made any advance towards the Balkans, all because they're stuck with a series of wars with the Arabian Empire and all that. But still, it's been a great series so far. Carpathia is now really visible on the map just by seeing that text alone. And so with that, this will not be the end of the series here. It just feels like you made a great accomplishment. So what a way to go. No. And just like I said at the beginning of the episode, we still got a lot of work to do. It's still the late antiquity era for us. And in 3 years we'll get cast by, and we'll try to get more advances for all these things. All the civic, military matters. Because you don't have all of it yet. And of course, do not forget absolute tribal authority. Which means that independent tribal rulers may settle, becoming feudal or clan. Is that so? Well, actuality, that's just to have that as a choice. But also, far in the future, get out of Tengrism. But we need this first, so we're going to be stuck with this era for a while until we get those innovations. So in the next episode, we'll try to develop this land more, build more buildings, make small territorial gains, raid occasionally, and all that, and more. But until then, so long for now.